Hi everyone, my name is Julia, and today I'll be telling you about why you should become an official organ and tissue donor. I know that sounds like a really complicated, scary, and even heavy topic, but it's not as confusing and scary as it sounds. I promise. I'll explain it all. I'd like to start by asking you a question. When you think of someone who saves lives or a hero, what do you think of? Generally, when people think of a hero, they tend to think of a superhero. Just someone who may fly around Gotham City saving innocent civilians' lives from an evil villain. And yes, that is a superhero. But I'd like to talk more about general, practical, and real heroes. I think firemen, police officers, doctors are all heroes and who are all making great sacrifices in order to help and save others. I would also like to point out that those who fight for our country, such as those who are enrolled in the Marines, Reserves, Army, Air Force, Navy, are also heroes, and anyone else in that area. I think there are plenty of heroes in tons of different areas fighting for us and helping us, and I'm very grateful for all these people. But I would like to ask you if you have ever thought of just anyone being a hero. If you've ever thought that any person, even people that you know, even yourself, can save lives and make a huge difference. Now, this may sound a bit obscure and maybe even basic, but it's no joke. By becoming an official organ and tissue donor, you can make a great difference, help and save multiple people. There's a huge need for organ and tissue donors. There are about 114,000 people in the United States on a wait list for life-saving organ transplant. That is a lot of people, and every 10 minutes another name is added to the wait list. That's a great amount of people who are all waiting to hear this life-changing news on whether they're going to be receiving a organ or tissue transplant. And these aren't just the ones that are making you uncomfortable, these are life-saving ones. So there's so many more people who are needing organ transplants in order to enhance their lives, and tissue transplants in order to enhance their lives, not only save them. We in our generation are rather selfish and impatient, and I'm guilty of it too. We don't really like waiting. We don't like waiting for our Wi-Fi to kick back up so our Netflix show can resume, or for Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, and 2 days isn't a long time to get what you want. And we don't like waiting in line for food at fast food places, or we'll often leave the restaurant if the wait's too long in order for us to get seated. Now, this is a different kind of waiting. These people are waiting to find out whether they are going to have a longer life or whether they're going to have to start getting ready to say their goodbyes to die, or whether they'll live the rest of their painful lives in misery, honestly, in physical misery. And that's a scary thought, that I couldn't imagine being in that place. And I know this is a very scary thing to think of, but I think it's important that we all think of these things. According to the American Transplant Foundation, on average, 20 people die every day from a lack of available organs for a transplant. That's 20 too many. And I think if every single person that I knew could become an official organ and tissue donor, it can make a huge difference. 1 in 9, or 26 million Americans, have kidney disease and aren't even aware of it. Now, I would like to stress aren't even aware of it, because generally health issues increase very rapidly. They get worse and worse at very rapid rates, and that makes it harder for it to cure or find a organ in time for a transplant. Now, there are as many people dying per year of organ disease as are on the transplant wait list currently. That means that as many people that are on the wait list at this moment is about the amount of people that will die from not getting the organ transplant that they need by the end of the year. There's a huge, huge need for organ and tissue donors. It's sad to think that so many people are being affected by this organ failure. However, there is a solution. By simply signing up to be an organ donor, you can choose to donate your organs when you pass. This might sound a little odd, but when you pass, your organs are still healthy enough to harvest and be used in a transplant. Your organs can be used, and your tissues can also be used to save lives. One deceased donor can save up to 8 lives through an organ donation and can save and enhance more than 100 lives through the life-saving and healing gift of tissue donation. That's a lot of people, and if every single person that you knew were to do this, you can make a great impact. Now, you may think that a family member can just mention and choose to donate the healthy organs or tissue, but if they aren't around in time to say that they want to harvest the organs or tissue, it can be too late, and then all your organs and tissue will just go to waste and cannot be used. Think of all the people on the waiting list in need of organ transplant. You can make a difference and help more than just one person. You can be a hero and a lifesaver without wearing a cape, without running into a raging fire, without risking your life, and without dedicating your entire life to making huge sacrifices. You can save lives by sacrificing something that will be of no use to you. Now put yourself in the shoes of those on the waiting list, and think of those who are healthy and who have healthy organs but aren't becoming official organ and tissue donors just because they may think it's a hassle. And that would be rather frustrating and rather heartbreaking. Think of the pain that you're going through while you're waiting for an organ that's going to save your life, or maybe even just extend or enhance your life. It's very easy to sign up to become an official organ and tissue donor. There are no stacks of paperwork. There are no phone calls that you have to sit on hold for hours, and no long confusing questions, no crazy doctor appointments. All you have to do is simply visit a website, such as organdonor.gov. You can answer just a few short questions, and these are just very general questions about your age, gender, and your address. You can choose whether you want a card or sticker, or maybe even both, to be mailed to your address. It's a very easy and simple process, but has a big impact. You can keep your card in your wallet or just somewhere where it's of easy access. You can put your sticker on your license ID. You can really just have these anywhere on hand, and you can also notify people that you do have these cards or stickers and that you are an official organ and tissue donor. Now, it's important to be an official one because that is how people will know, and it's very important that you have this evidence. As believers, we are characterized by our love. In 1 Corinthians, we are told that love is sacrificial. Becoming an official organ and tissue donor is sacrificial, but it is a great way to show our love as Christians. The sacrifice is worth it, and the positives are far superior to the negatives. As believers, we will be receiving new heavenly bodies. Our earthly bodies will not matter. I'd like you to think about whether you will actually need your organs and tissue once you pass. They'll be of no use to you, and there's no point in you saving them for yourself when you're going to be dead, like buried or cremated, and then you'll be in time receiving a new heavenly body. So why not use them for good? Glorify God, help others, and save lives. You won't need your organs or tissue, so why not give them to help someone else? Take action and show your love and encourage others to do the same. I hope that this has been of great help, and then I hope that you have all learned something from it. I would like you to encourage others to do the same, and not only does this help others physically, but it can also spark up opportunities of sharing the gospel. I know that I've told people about why it's so important to me that I become an organ and tissue donor, and while I don't have my license quite yet because my test was canceled, I am in the process of becoming one very soon, and I think that it's very important to show our love and that we care for others that we don't even know, and that's a great way for people to ask why we care, and then we can start sharing the gospel through that. We can also talk about that our earthly bodies don't matter and that we will be receiving new heavenly bodies, and people will wonder why we're you'd be receiving a new heavenly body. That doesn't make sense, and that's another great opportunity to share the gospel. There are so many great opportunities through doing this and helping others, being a light to others, and saving lives. I hope that you will all take this to heart. Thank you very much.